All hell is breaking loose as America's psychotic President Donald Trump is declaring that he will be doing an all-out war with the United States military against Iran. This can take several weeks, perhaps even months, but there is no more ceasefire, which never existed in the first place. Donald Trump is saying all-out war. Specifically, he's leaking to Barack Ravid, who's his personal stenographer at Axios, that the White House is preparing for what could turn into a long round of fighting in Iran. It could last several weeks or even more. A U.S. official said the current escalation could last a significant period of time. It could be a day or two. It could be a week. It could be a month. We're going to slap them a bit so they understand that we're not fucking around, the U.S. official said. We're not fucking around, all right? So we're going to slap Iran. So the Trump regime launched a massive military strike along the coastal cities, and even inland in Iran as well, striking the Aktakakan Bridge in the Golestan province in northern Iran, also the Gorgan Railway. They also struck deep in Iran as well, striking what appears to be an air base, also near the Bushehr power plant as well. We'll go through that piece by piece here. The U.S. military confirmed to Barack Ravid it attacked 2 railway bridges in northern Iran with cruise missiles as part of the strikes on Wednesday. U.S. officials were telling Barack Ravid this is the first U.S. strike against infrastructure in Iran since the April 8th ceasefire. You can see right there some of these bridges and other infrastructure that was hit. As Professor Pape says, ABC has also confirmed that coastal radar sites, anti-ship missile sites, IRGC C-2s were hit, and this would be relevant, of course, if you were going to invade Keshem or Karg Island in the Gulf, and Donald Trump has said that he's thinking about taking over Karg, as he calls it. He's going to take over Karg or take over Keshem, is what he's saying. This is what CENTCOM just put out as well. They put out this video bragging that it just hit 90 Iranian military targets in the airstrike from last night. They targeted defense systems, coastal surveillance assets, missile and drone storage sites, naval capabilities, and military logistic infrastructure along Iran's coastline. But then Iran responded as well. Iran targeted American military bases in Kuwait and Bahrain. We have video footage of that as well. Let me show you what it looked like as several Iranian ballistic missiles directly impacted right around the U.S. military base in Bahrain. Let's play it. Here's another angle of a direct impact at the U.S. 5th Fleet headquarters in Bahrain. Let's play this clip.
Fine.
Yeah, the IRGC said this is the first stage of their strikes on their Gulf neighbors that have U.S. bases and use U.S. infrastructure to attack Iran. I'll show you more of what some top Iranian leaders are saying right now as well. Let's get to the chase. They're not backing down. They said, if you're going to do all-out war on Iran, we're prepared for all-out war against you, the Donald Trump regime, against the United States, and against all of the Arab nations. We are ready to bring down the global economy if you're trying to destroy the civilization of Iran. Iran is not messing around either. Show you these photos right here of the U.S. strikes that hit the terminal and runway of the Iran Shah airport in Iran. Deep kind of inland in Iran right there. Also, U.S. airstrikes hit the IRGC barracks in Bushehr. You can see the facility ablaze right here. The Bushehr nuclear power plant is located nearby as well, though the power plant itself had not been hit. You can see this map right here of the airstrikes in Bandar Abbas, Keshem Island, Bushehr, Chabahar, Sarik, and Kanarak right there as well. Donald Trump was posting images and videos of the United States strike, bragging about hitting the airport, bragging about hitting the bridges, bragging about burning Iran down. Donald Trump says this is in retribution. Think about the sicko, this psycho U.S. president. This is in retribution for yesterday's bombing of ships by Iran. If it happens again, it will get much worse! Exclamation point. And then Donald Trump posts an AI image that used a photo in the 12-day war from 2025. The president of the United States posting 2025 AI-enhanced images and saying that that's the U.S. attack. I mean, think about what zero credibility this psychotic and deranged genocidal United States president has in his posting right there. We'll show you right here, though, from actual attacks by the Trump regime. A massive fire broke out at the IRGC Aerospace Force facility in Bushehr province following the U.S. strikes. Let me show that to you here. Here's another angle of that as well. Now, Donald Trump also leaked to Barack Ravid and then said on Air Force One, Iran has given me a call. Iran really wants to make a deal now. They really want to do a deal. They're begging me to make a deal. Who's Iran? The country of Iran called you up and they said they're begging to make a deal right now. We're on that deranged psychotic time loop again. Donald Trump, oh, they called me. They want to do a deal. That market manipulation, psychotic, genocidal, maniac, loser of a United States president who's bringing down the United States and destroying the global economy, engaging in daily war crimes and destroying the lives of not just Americans who are alive now, but for future generations because the American people elected a literal psychotic, demented, sociopath, malignant, narcissistic piece of you-know-what. Let's take a look at what the Iranian leadership is saying right now. MB Ghalibaf, Iran's lead civilian politician, who's also in the military before. He's the lead Iranian negotiator. You think this guy's calling Donald Trump up and begging for a deal? I don't think so. Here's what he posted. America still hasn't learned that bullying and breaking promises are no longer cost-free. Let me put it plainly. If you strike, you'll get hit. Don't flail around pointlessly, or you'll sink even deeper. The Strait of Hormuz will only open with Iranian arrangements, not American threats. Iran's Deputy Foreign Minister Gharbabadi posted the following. Trump's statements from today, from insulting the Iranian nation to threatening further attacks, are not a sign of strength, but rather an admission of the failure of a policy built on brute force, sanctions, and threats for years, which could not bring the Iranian nation to its knees. With the criminal and murderous Trump, one must speak in his own language. Apparently, he understands the language of force better, is what they're saying. Now, this comes at a time where the United States strategic petroleum reserves are at effective tank bottom, precisely what we've been warning about. Now, if Donald Trump was intent on literally bankrupting the United States of America, this would be the play right now to escalate with Iran when these are the circumstances of the depleted strategic reserves in the United States, while at the same time, Donald Trump has ended all support, all subsidies, all projects relating to solar and wind while depleting our oil reserves. The U.S. Strategic Petroleum Reserve is now 19 million barrels away from estimated operating levels. There very soon will no longer be a safety buffer to protect the world from further losses out of the strait. That means gas prices will go up dramatically, and it's going to happen all at once. And everyone's going to be like, how did this happen? How did this happen? You all see the movie Don't Look Up, where the comet is heading towards Earth and everybody's saying, do you see it? Do you see it? It's coming. Do you see it? It's right over there. And then there was the don't look up, don't look up. Yeah, that's Donald Trump saying, we got a deal. We got a deal. We're getting rich. $19.1 trillion. Everything's so amazing. We've never been richer before. No. Look the hell up, or look in our strategic reserves. Oh, wait, when you look in the strategic reserves, you're going to find it's so heavily depleted that we are so close to a catastrophic event that will totally wipe out the U.S. economy and send us into a massive Great Depression, the likes of which we've never seen before and can't even fathom the global scale of things. And I'm not being hyperbolic right now. That's just the reality. If you deplete all of the reserves, there will be lines, there will be chaos. And I'm just trying to sound the freaking alarm over and over again about what's to happen. Also, the Pentagon is running out of money. Yep, actually, Donald Trump has bankrupted the Pentagon. Despite the fact that they had a $1 trillion budget last year, they are out of money. They can't pay their bills. So you know how they were demanding a $67 billion supplemental in a reconciliation package that Donald Trump also now wants to attach a voter suppression bill to? Well, actually, they need $350 billion in order to pay their bills. Remember when the Trump regime officials went and testified before Congress and lied and said, oh, the war only costed $25 billion. Oh, scratch that. It was $29 billion. Oh, we were off by $5 billion. You're just making up numbers. It's the same thing that Donald Trump always did with his properties and his businesses. He would deflate or inflate depending on how he wanted to commit the fraud. If he wanted to exaggerate, it would be 50x multiples. If he wanted to reduce the number, he would say, oh, I guess it's only $20 million if he didn't want to pay property taxes, for example. It's the same thing. This war in Iran has cost hundreds of billions of dollars already, perhaps in the trillions of dollars already. And I'm not even talking about the consequential cost. America has depleted huge amounts of its munitions. We are in a dire condition. And this is when this idiotic, psychotic regime says, you know what? Now let's escalate the war with Iran. Now let's do a prolonged all-out war with Iran. And let's also do it at the same time when Ayatollah Khamenei's funeral is taking place and there are tens of millions of people rallying around in Tehran and Qom and Najaf and other areas in Iraq. I mean, have you seen the massive support in Iraq? Have you seen the massive support in Iran? The massive amounts of people right there who do not want to bow down and back down to Donald Trump and Netanyahu. We're going to go back to this whole, not just fabricated thinking, but this deeply genocidal, malicious lie that the Iranian people are begging Donald Trump and Netanyahu, please come in and take over and do a regime change here. We really saw what you did in Gaza and Lebanon. Can you please do that in Iran? You realize that that's the opposite of what they want. And by the way, Netanyahu continues his genocide in Lebanon and Gaza. Don't even ask, oh, they did a ceasefire. No, they didn't. They made it up. They fabricated. This is what Trump, Netanyahu, and the Epstein class do. They lie about everything. Also, speaking about lying about everything, how Donald Trump said, I'm just going to have the Qatari Air Force One go to the UK Royal Air Base, and then I'm going to meet it there with the old Air Force One because I just want to thank the troops. And I think what the American troops really want to see right now is a Qatari Air Force One. They're like, you know what? We really would love the President of the United States to fly around in a jet given by Qatar, and we really want to see that. No, what actually happened was the Qatari Air Force One does not have the defensive capabilities to deal with drone strikes and missile strikes and to do the type of evasion that you would need to do in the air. If a plane was targeted, Trump feared for his life. He was scared. He was terrified. Turkey's right there by Iran. And Trump was terrified that he was going to be shot at. And the Qatari Air Force One does not have any of the capabilities that the old Air Force One has, which is one of the things that people warned about as well. So he took the old Air Force. He made the old Air Force One fly to Turkey. Then he took that, flew that to the UK Air Base, the Royal Air Force Base, then got on the Qatari Air Force One and flew that back to the United States. How utterly pathetic. What a waste of money. What a sick, criminal, perverted, disgusting regime is out there destroying the United States. Oh, and by the way, you want to look at the traffic in the Strait of Hormuz right now? Oh, wait. There aren't ships coming into the Strait of Hormuz. There's barely ships exiting the Strait of Hormuz. They're certainly not exiting from the lane that the United States wanted to open up. So here we are, folks. All-out war right now because we have a literally psychotic, demented individual who should have been nowhere near the Oval Office, who is now, I don't even want to say what he's doing, is making decisions. He wakes up and he just vomits things out there while destroying the history, the reputation, the pride, the respect, everything we loved about this country. This psychotic, demented, genocidal regime throwing in the trash right now. What a piece of garbage regime this is. I am absolutely livid this morning. I'm livid this morning. Words don't do justice, as they're now saying, all out war, all out war. We need to effing slap them. That's how the United States talks now. We need to effing slap them. That's what weak, coward, and pathetic people say. It pisses me off. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million subscribers. Thanks for watching.
New Meidas merch. Head to store.MeidasTouch.com today and get yourself the best pro-democracy gear and show your support. That's store.MeidasTouch.com.